Welcome to training for a coastal marathon, week 8. My name's Runman Dan. Welcome back to the channel. And it's quite a big week because once this week is completed, we will be exactly halfway through this training plan towards running the Beachy Head Marathon. Today, we're on a 15-mile long run, and we're gonna run up to the village of Durley in a little loop and then back round to home. So a lot of trail today as usual, which is good. I'm slightly jaded from last week. We'll talk more about that in a bit, but for now I've got to get on the road to Durley. Let's go. Okay, so let's go over last week's training. Well, last week my wife and I went to Ibiza to see Craig David for 4 days, Monday to Thursday. So we sort of decided that it was going to be a drop down week. Sort of made sense. I'd done a really big long run the week before. So how did the week go? Well, Monday was a day of travel, and I normally rest on a Monday anyway, but obviously I wasn't really resting because we were traveling a lot. Mentally tiring. And then the Monday night thing, which I explained last week, where we barely got any sleep because of the people in the hotel, we decided to get up early and run 10k together along the coast in Ibiza. So we did 10k on Tuesday morning. Wednesday I had another rest day by the pool, recovering from the run and the bad night's sleep the day before. And then Thursday, so I've got this little thing wherever I go on holiday, if I see a big hill nearby, I sort of have to go up that. So Thursday, I'll put some photos on screen now, but Thursday I climbed the nearest hill and I'm back to the hotel again, and I got 8.7k out of that. Then obviously we flew home on Thursday, so there was a bit of travel Thursday as well. Friday I did my strength and conditioning as usual. Saturday was a rest day, and then Sunday I got up and ran a 12-kilometre base run just to complete the week. So we got 30.67 kilometres from that and 370 metres climbed, and the majority of that was that hill. But it sort of messed with the 80-20 training a little bit, because if we include the hill climb as my intense session for the week, turns out to be about 70-30. So we're right on that cusp of where we don't want to do too much, but overall for a drop down week, considering I went to Ibiza, we made it work. We got 30k out the week and we move on. We go back up to our normal 4 runs a week plus our strength and conditioning, and as I said, today is a 24k or 15-mile long run. So we get on with that, won't we? And then we'll talk about later the topic of today's video, which is all about race strategy. What should you do in races and long races and things like that, and how you should pace them. Going in wrong way. Really funny because a lot of these footpaths go through golf courses. So the last thing you expect to see when you're teeing up is a guy coming through the bushes with a backpack on. They're always like, what the hell? So I'm now in the village of Durley, almost a hamlet, but it's a lovely little place. And I've since found out, I've been running up here and back the last year or two, and I didn't find out till last year. My mum told me that my grandfather used to live in Durley when he was a little boy. I never even knew. Mental. So I often run around here when I'm local and I'm doing a longer run. It's lovely, really is. Nice, peaceful. Okay, so we're just coming up to the half marathon, so about 3k to go. Legs are tired now, but after the week I've had last week, it's not surprising. So then, pacing and race strategies. We'll talk a bit about race strategy in general, and then a bit about my strategy for the Beachy Head Marathon. So in general, I really think it's important that you should pace your races correctly. So many people go out too fast, especially in the longer runs, so the half marathon and above. I truly believe that it's experience that wins marathon and ultras, not pure speed alone. If we're talking marathon and ultra specifically, then you really do have to manage your race. Now for me, my long run pace is about my marathon pace, because it's all about completion rather than contesting for me. I'd rather finish a marathon and ultra than try and compete to be higher in the rankings. So for me it's different. Sometimes if you're going for a marathon PB or a half marathon PB, your marathon pace will be a lot quicker than your long run pace. But for the type of runs I'm doing, the pace I'm doing right now will roughly be what I'm doing in a marathon and ultra, especially a trail one. Road is different, of course. You can run road marathons quicker, and I have. So my first marathon was London Marathon, and it still to this day remains my PB, 3 hours 50 minutes. So getting your pacing correct is key. You really do need to plan it out before you race. Now of course it doesn't always go to plan. Injuries can occur, things like that, but on the whole, being prepared with pace is a great strategy. But what about me for the Beachy Head Marathon? Well, as I said, I want to finish it. It's my first marathon back. The last thing I want to do is DNF. I've DNF'd once before, and I do not like that feeling. Oh yes, when I DNF'd I was having knee pain, real problems with my knee. It wasn't my goal race, it was just a warm-up race. So I did pull out because I didn't want to risk further injury. Yes, okay, I can make excuses for it all day long, but I DNF'd. And it was a horrible feeling. So I don't want to be doing that again. So, Beachy Head Marathon, I will be starting off very conservative. From what I've seen, you literally climb a massive hill at the start. So we'll be walking up that, without a doubt. And I will walk most of the hills, I imagine. And then I'll stick to this pace on the flats, around about 10-minute miles, or 6-minute 20 kilometers. And I will coast the downhills as I see fit, depending on how technical they are, of course. Some downhills are worse than uphills, but that's the plan. Now I have to adapt to that plan, of course, if things go wrong, but Fingers crossed they don't, and we get the job done in around 4.5 to 5 hours. Now that is a very loose time goal. As I said, I'm more worried about completing it than doing a certain time. If it takes me 6 hours, then it takes me 6 hours. If I've done it, I've done it. The real key thing here is getting this done. Because as I said, it's my first marathon back since injury, and it has to go well. Otherwise I can forget any plans I've got going forward. I may also do a little plan for the aid stations. I like to sort of have a rough window when I know I'm going to be passing an aid station. So I'll work that out as well. That way I can sort of keep a live track of where I am in the race. Okay, a couple of K to go before we can bring it home and finish this 24K run. Definitely will be happy to finish this one, but it was important to get it done after that week I've just had. Oh. See you at the finish. Okay, that's it. That is 24.1 kilometers. 15 miles is 24.1 kilometers in 2 hours 32 minutes. My legs are definitely feeling that one. I'm going to go and sit in the tub, I think, for 20 minutes, soak the legs. But we're done for another one. Thanks so much, everyone. If you're enjoying this series, please do subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up button too. I will be back next week, where we should be back at QE for another long one. Oh, thanks much, everyone. See you then. Bye bye.